Hi, welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Jill Duffy here with Max Eddy. And net neutrality still in the headlines. It looks like the FCC and government are just not moving forward with net neutrality.
No, it's been a pretty rough haul for the FCC. They want to introduce new rules to govern net neutrality, which is a concept that's guided the internet. Basically, the idea is that everyone can access the same information the same. You can't pay to get your content delivered to people faster. Unfortunately, that is not the rules that were delivered from FCC chairman, I think a week or two ago, and now everything is just kind of gone to hell.
Everybody wants a little more time on this. So if we do see some movement after a little bit of waiting period when everybody's getting more information, companies are still opposing it, individuals are opposing it, but if we do get a little bit more time and it does start to move forward, there is then going to be a vote about whether it's going to be open for public debate.
That vote is scheduled for May 15th, but it's unlikely to happen because it sounds like the FCC just cannot get it together and decide to go ahead with it. Part of the reason for that is that 100 companies have written a very angry letter to the FCC. This includes people like Google, Amazon, Facebook, eBay, Reddit. All of the big players of the internet are saying that this is bad for them, for their business, and for America.
In other news, Google Glass is being used in a modified version in a hospital in Boston. This is at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, where glass is being worn by doctors in their emergency department. I think this is really neat. What happens is this modified version of glass scans a QR code outside of a patient's room and gives doctors vital information right then and there without the doctor having to leave and go to a computer terminal, so that they can know exactly where the patient is at, what they need, who they are, all those kinds of details.
This is a really great idea because it's the seamless integration of technology and information. It's putting the information the doctor needs right when they need it without having to muck around with anything else. I'm right for security here, so I'm a little bit concerned about this. We've seen Google Glass be a target for very interesting attacks, mostly in labs right now, but putting it out in the field is another thing altogether. This company that's bringing this modified version of Google Glass is obviously taking security very seriously, but we've also seen reports that medical devices are some of the most infected and corrupted devices out there. We're talking about like scanning machines sending out spam. So if it's connected to the internet, it's a target, and I want to see how this company is going to deal with that.
Right. So the MIT Technology Review reported that San Francisco-based Wearable Intelligence developed a custom application for glass that blocks all the device's social media features and locks it into the hospital's Wi-Fi network. Sounds like they took their security seriously this time around, but hopefully everybody else will too. We have some news about 3D printers today, actually two pieces of news. Max, you want to talk a little bit about how 3D printers are going to change people's lives?
Yes, the big news today in 3D printing is guns and makeup. At the TechCrunch Disrupt conference, a company called Mink announced that they're going to allow people to 3D print their own cosmetics. This is a really cool idea. You'll be able to just walk up to a color or someone's lipstick and you'll be able to take a picture of it and then print out that same color at home. Their argument is that that is all the cosmetics companies really supply you with, is unique colors. So I'm curious to see how this is going to pan out, because 3D printing right now doesn't really have a practical function. So this could be it.
It is kind of nice in the idea that you could just make your own custom makeup at home, because makeup's, first of all, it's really expensive. It's very time consuming to go out and try different varieties and colors and everything else. So I think this is actually kind of a neat fit, as long as people have 3D printer access, right?
Which is one of those tricky things. They're pretty expensive. But other things you can 3D print are firearms. A 27-year-old man was detained in Japan for allegedly printing firearms. I say allegedly. They found 5 of them in his house, and 2 of them could shoot ammunition. They didn't find any ammunition, but this is pretty serious, as firearms are tightly controlled in Japan. This gentleman posted online that he believes that the right to bear firearms is a basic human right, and that's not exactly true where he lives. So it's interesting that this is the first time we've seen this in Japan, but it probably will not be the last time we see this other places.
So makeup and guns.
Makeup and guns, together forever.
Do we have a reader question?
We do. Today's reader question comes from Monique via email. Digital scrapbooking. I saw your video on scanning old photos for a scrapbook, but what resolution do you recommend scanning at? Can I do it at home? Do I need to have Photoshop? If I don't, is that okay? Should I use Shutterfly to make a book? A lot of questions, Jill.
Yeah, so she found a Get Organized column that I wrote with a video that was about scanning at home. Yeah, you can totally scan these at home. It's no problem. You want to make sure you clean off the photos really well before you scan them. And I like to recommend 600 DPI at high resolution. So Other people might give you very specific requirements. I feel like that's a good rule of thumb. If you don't have Photoshop, that's fine. You can use a free trial of Photoshop Elements. That'll help you out. Or you can just use whatever image editing software came with your computer. That should be enough to correct the red eye, do the cropping, things like that, which is probably all you'll need. And Shutterfly, I think, is a great service for printing out your books. So hope that helps, Monique. Good luck with your scrapbooking. Now let's take a look at one cool thing. Every day we pull something off the shelf of the labs here in New York City, and today it is the Magellan Echo. This is a smart sports watch. The cool thing about this watch is that it lets you, via Bluetooth, control your running app or your sports app or whatever it is, and your music while you're out doing your activities. It has a really nice display, and another feature I like is that it has some smart features about shutting down the screen when it's not in use. So it has a coin cell battery that's replaceable rather than a rechargeable battery, and I really like that because it just has a really long battery life. You could probably go a couple months or even a year with this, depending on your usage. It's $149, and we will have a review up soon. How does it feel on the wrist? Well,
it's not one of the most, like, it doesn't have that high-end feel that some of the other smartwatches have, but I'm surprised. It feels really nice. It's a bit rubbery, but it's snug, and the display looks great. I love my watch, but I would actually think about taking this one over it.
Yeah. So we'll have a review of the Magellan Echo up soon, and for thousands of other reviews, check out PCMag.com. We'll see you next time.
So long.